So I've had it looked at. It's platinum. The jeweler who looked at it ages ago said that it was a very unique cut from the late 1800s.
Mm-hmm.
So I brought some of my family jewels for you to kind of look at. So and if you guys can see, I've got my little camera. I'm doing a little side camera for you guys. So this first one, so this ring was my Aunt Mabel's.
Oh, cool.
So she is my great aunt. She was my dad's aunt. So my dad's sister.
Yeah.
And in doing some research, there's some question about her origin.
Okay.
Because it looks like her mom was like 15 when she had her.
Whoa.
And then her mom remarried much later in life and had my grandfather.
Oh.
So she was apparently a spinster her whole life. And but that's her ring.
Yeah.
And so I don't know where she got it or who would have given it to her or whatever. So I've had it looked at. It's platinum. The jeweler who looked at it ages ago said that it was a very unique cut from the late 1800s.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you've got so when we're talking cuts, there's differences for how they shape things. Like if we're talking like Georgian area, Edwardian area, well, Georgian, I think it's Georgian, Victorian, Edwardian. The cuts continually get more round, but the original cut was actually a cushion cut. And you can kind of tell by how round something is and how many facets it has, how many of the cuts that make it sparkle. And this is really, really cool.
It's really pretty. So I don't think I would ever want to change it. I had a jeweler look at it, and I'd love your opinion. They said that I shouldn't wear it every day. That it's not tight, like everything is not quite tight enough because I mean it hasn't been reset since the late 1800s.
Well, so if it's not been ever refurbished, I would say that the jeweler you went to is correct in that you shouldn't wear it every day until you have it refurbished. Once it's refurbished, I mean it's platinum. So fun facts about platinum and gold, two different metals, right? Platinum's always going to feel heavier because it is a denser metal. And so when we make engagement rings, a lot of times some people will ask, can you make me a platinum head, which is the prongs that hold your stone? And it's because it is such a dense metal that is very difficult to move. So these are very hardy, sturdy rings. And so that being said, it will be pricier to refurbish if you want to do that. But it's a good hardy ring. And the way they made them back in the 1800s, they don't make rings like that anymore. Yeah. So I think that if you have it refurbished, you could totally wear this. Like it would take some prong work for sure, and just to look at the underside, like what we talked about earlier, the gallery, to make sure that it's structurally sound, but you should be able to wear that, not a problem.
Yeah.
What I'm interested in is this big, beautiful, gorgeous sapphire right here. Here, let me flip it over there.
We're going to try and make a little video. So that, and then there's a ring there with two little
half moons
on the side. So that was my engagement ring with Waldenstadt.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Very cool.
And so I kept it for him. And then when we put it in the safe, somehow the middle stone fell out.
Well, again, it's one of those things that a lot of people I've seen so many grandmas that are like, I've had my ring for 50 years. I'm like, oh, wonderful. Have you ever had it, repaired or refurbished? And they're like, no, I've been wearing it for 50 years. And I look at their prongs and they're like flat, and I'm like, so
you're about to lose that diamond, honey.
Exactly. So your rings and your jewelry, while they are sturdy made, they do need regular maintenance over time. So most likely you hung a prong on a pair of jeans or something, it pulled it up and it allowed that stone to pop out. This is actually a gorgeous sapphire and natural, I can tell, because it has some what we call striations, which are like, when you look at the sun and they kind of have like the beams of light that come through the clouds, it kind of has a couple of those through the center, but it's also a really cool color because this is kind of what we call a cornflower blue. The lighter the sapphire, the more desirable it is. Some people, like my sister, really digs like a really deep colored sapphire, but the lighter they are, the pricier and the more value they are.
I wanted one like Lady Di's ring.
Oh,
that was my goal.
Like the royal blue color, which is also a really pretty color. Yeah, the cornflower though is gorgeous. If it was me, I'd be setting this in a pendant and
I know. That's what I was wondering.
Ready. Yeah, we could totally do that. And you've got 2 bands here to, I'm assuming you wore these on either side of that ring.
Mhm.
Yeah, we could totally take that. And if you wanted, you could make a really cool halo with these stones around that diamond. And if you could wear it like up and down or wear it like, I love these necklaces. I'm kind of like I kind of have a little bit of an obsession with them where they come to a point and then you have like a row of diamonds or like a loose strand of like stations of diamonds and then you put the big daddy at the bottom, like your sapphire at the bottom, so it like elongates your neck kind of thing. Or you can do the cool where they set it instead of up and down, you set it side to side, and we call that east to west or east west, and then you put the halo around and put it on a station necklace so it doesn't slide, it just stays in one spot. And then you don't have to turn your chain 24/7 because that drives me nuts. I know it drives other people nuts too.
One of the other ones I have is this is my
Oh, you told me about this one.
So this I wear, trying to get a good angle on it. This I wear like every single day. This was a Jodish ring. It's supposedly a 5-carat sapphire. We'll see, yellow sapphire. And then, but I was thinking about taking the little guys from my old ring and putting them either on the sides of it or doing something else that's kind of fun with it.
That would be really pretty.
But I wear it every day and I love it. And so, but it's kind of cheap. You can see I didn't even have the back done.
Yeah, if it was me, I would take this exact setting, have it made in CAD, demount I believe it's yellow sapphire.
Yeah.
There's different qualities and different levels of sapphires. This one would be what we call, it is faceted on top, but it's made kind of like a cabochon. Well, I guess it's faceted on the bottom too, but it's not made to a point. It's just very rounded.
Well, and they do that because in Jodish philosophy, you want the stone to touch your finger.
Oh,
so
okay.
It can't be sharp because it needs to touch. That's why it's open on the bottom.
Gotcha.
Because it needs to be touching your skin.
Yeah.
So
that's cool. So yeah, I would just have this remade with the bezel around it exactly the same.
Bezel.
And then this is what we call a bypass ring, where it goes on either side. I would set the stones in that bypass. We could technically do it in this ring, but I don't think you have enough metal here to have because it's all about the height of the diamonds. Even though they're small, they're actually not that small. And so you need to have the depth of metal enough to put your stones in. So we could remake that and still keep it to where it's touching your skin, but then set the diamonds down across here. We probably couldn't do it around the stone.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, was taking these and putting them on each side.
Oh, okay. Like on either side here.
Yeah. And then, you could do that with the other one.
You could totally do that.
Even more sparkly.
Yeah. Ooh, that'd be so pretty. Well, now we're doing that for sure. That's so fun. Oh, I love that. But see, this is my favorite thing. Is like the dreaming up portion. Like you get the sky's the limit on all the cool things you can do.
That's why I thought this would be fun for us to do.
Yeah.
So this piece it was given to me by it's my dad's cousin, who was basically my aunt.
Yeah.
And where was I? Somewhere along the way, she gave me this pendant and said, when I die, I have a pendant that looks like this that I want you to have. And I'm giving this to you so that you can tell, your other cousins that that one's yours.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's
so I got that, and it's beautiful, but it
is beautiful.
I don't know what to do with it. Like, it's not really like my style now, and all the stones are really small. Like, I guess I could put it on a necklace, but I'm not sure I'd wear it. So I'm curious what you would do with something like that.
Well, it would. So first of all, I wouldn't wear it like this. I know this is the way that the pendant is intended, but it reminds me so much of the Emerald City from The Wizard of Oz, is what it reminds me of. And I would tell you that it would break my jeweler heart to take it apart because it's so gorgeous. But if it was me, I would definitely say to take it apart and to make something totally new out of it. If I'm honest, the things that I might do is instead of taking it apart per se, and like completely pulling the stones out, I would cut in certain areas. So there's kind of like three portions here, if you will. So there's two sides and this center. I would cut these two sides out, put a post there, and make those into a fun pair of earrings where they are dangles, but they're more like a long stud. So you get the length out of them, but they don't swing. And I think that'd be really pretty, which leans you into having this really cool pendant. And you could do a couple of things. You could take this half moon shape out and make it a station necklace, put two bails on either side and a chain coming out. So it's just like a little half moon shape. You could cut this bottom piece off, same thing. Take these baguettes and these baguettes out. Two more little studs you can that are made for like your cartilage or maybe like a tragus or something cool like that, or just your earlobes, and then attach this bit to, or this small is that baguettes? No, that's a single stone. I guess it's I'm not sure what kind of, that's like a custom cut. It's a pentagon shape. But I would take that and attach it to the other two baguettes there and make some sort of cool pendant out of it, just to kind of fiddle with it if you didn't want to take the whole thing apart. If you took the whole thing apart, the sky's the limit because you have a bunch of different stones that you can use. But that's kind of where I would lean in first, just because, like I said, they don't make jewelry like this anymore, and it's just so beautiful. But
Well, and that's the thing is like, yeah, I don't want to.
it's hard when they're sentimental and things like that. The other thing you can do is it does have the capability. It has the super cool bail that goes up and down. It also has room for a brooch here. So the other thing you can do is wear it as like a, if you want to gender bend and do like a lapel pin sort of thing, like men do. But really depends on what kind of style you would want to go for.
And we did a lot of that in the 80s, the lapel pin.
Yeah.
The ladies did.
The 80s.
It was a little bit of my mom's generation more than anything else.
Yeah, oh, that's fun. I remember my nana used to do that. Actually, it was my grandma more than anything. So my nana, my mom's mom, my grandma, my dad's mom, and I inherited a bunch of different lapel pins from my grandma when she died. And so none of them were fancy like this. She was a very simple woman, but I do have the very first set of pearls my peepaw ever brought home to her from Zales when he got the job that he gave to grandma. So those I got, they're very special to me and I really love them. So
that's really cool. Yeah, that is really special.
Yeah.
These were my mom's. She claimed that they were real. I don't think they are.
I would have to use my loop, but my gut instinct is probably, sadly, no.
Yeah, these are costume.
Yeah, I think they're costume based on the way they're cut, and also just kind of the way they sparkle. They have less of a rainbow luster, if you will, and a bit more of that white shine. And that's kind of one way to kind of get an inkling for what a stone is.
And this is before, the lab-grown diamonds were decent, right?
Yeah.
You can really tell.
Diamond testers and stuff. Although there was a time where CZs were the rage, man, where they were huge and everyone, it was like lab-growns. And then after CZs, it was moisanites, and now it's lab-grown. So there's always something coming along that is trying to, make it more affordable for people to wear shiny things. But I guess at the end of the day, it's kind of one of those things that natural diamonds will always be king, I think.
And this is one of the other ones. I just found this in my thing this morning.
Let's see.
So I was curious.
Let's see.
I have my dad's side of the family was very wealthy, especially the next generation up. We've been here in the States for a real long time. So I don't know. The material is of strange colors, so I don't know if it's like brass.
When I look at it, it initially feels like a little like silver. It could also be palladium. Palladium was kind of popular back in the day. There's a stamp here. The first thing I always do is look for a stamp. And I used to be able to read these tiny letters without a loop. Those days are long gone. So There we go. There is a stamp here that could probably tell me more about this, but I would venture to say this is probably not a base metal. It's probably, like you said, like a palladium or a brass, or although a brass would most likely tarnish into like a green.
Oh yeah, okay.
Color. Less of this dark kind of gunmetal color, which is what leads me to think like palladium or sterling silver. Now, as far as the stones go, unless I have they're so small. Unless I had a loop or a tester, I wouldn't be able to tell you. The cinder stone is really beautiful too, but I love these kinds of cool brooches.
Yeah, it's very.
This would be like I mean, again, I really am an old lady on the inside, so when I look at this, I'm like, oh my gosh, that would be so pretty in your hair.
Yeah.
Or it would be a really pretty like east to west necklace, or again like a pretty drop pendant, something like that. Or even if a really cool bracelet, if there was a way to like hammer it, you'd have to demount all the stones and then anneal it and hammer it down, and then do like some sort of cool like either chain or like smooth bracelet. But either way, I think it'd be really nifty. As a bracelet too. It just probably take a little bit more labor than some people want to do, but sky is the limit, man, and it's so fun to dream up. Like that's probably like I love custom engagement because that's where my money is. Yeah. But my creative heart's with the heirloom reworks because I just get to think of all sorts of stuff. Like it's really really fun, and it helps having a little bit of inspiration because most people bring it to you and go, I don't know what to do with it. Yeah. Versus engagement rings, people have a lot of opinions, and you need to be supportive of what they want because they're going to wear it forever. But this, you just get to go hog wild, and it's so exciting. So I love that part.
You've got the raw materials.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having
me. Having you. Thank you for looking at all my.
Yeah, it was so pretty and it's so fun, and we should do it because I'm really, really obsessed with this cornflower blue sapphire. Like I need to do something with that like tomorrow.